Good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce my chairman, my chief, our longtime chairman for the Coeur d'Alene Tribe, Ernie Stensgar. He's going to come up here and do a prayer. He's served our country. Ernie has seen it all. I learned from the best, and Ernie helped me walk that road. And I got to learn. I've got to work with 5 different governors, thanks to Ernie. And with that, Ernie, we can do our prayer.
Thank you, Chief. Colin Sutton. It's a good day for the Coeur d'Alene Tribe. Good day for us in Idaho. We look at an agreement that will be with us as we go into the next 7 generations. Protect our environment, protect our fisheries, protect our wildlife, and the people that live, play, and work around our waters. We ask the Colin Sutton today for wisdom, and we thank him for giving us this day. We ask him for good judgment, and we ask him to keep us all here with him and bestow blessings on us and our families. Bring us home safe to our loved ones and keep them safe. Limam Chikong Sitan Khast.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for joining us today. It's an honor here to host the chairman and all the partners to celebrate this critical turning for North Idaho. For decades, families, farmers, cities, small businesses, major employers, the tribe across the Coeur d'Alene, Spokane River Basin have lived under a cloud of uncertainty. The question of tribal water rights, rooted in history going back more than 150 years, had to be resolved. But today, that uncertainty ends with the signing of a lot of paper, with the signing of a historic water settlement agreement between the state of Idaho and the Coeur d'Alene Tribe and many other partners. Without a settlement, the alternative was clear: more years of litigation, more years of uncertainty, more years of risks for cities planning infrastructure, for employers making investments, for farmers irrigating fields, and for families who simply depend on reliable water every day. The historic settlement secures certainty for existing water users and for the tribe. It protects what people rely on today and creates a framework for responsible growth tomorrow. And it does so without costing Idaho taxpayers a dime, even though I don't think that was free. The state of Idaho engaged in complex negotiations involving the tribe and federal government and more than 300 stakeholders, many of whom are here today or represented here today. Everyone came to the table with different interests, but everyone shared one goal: certainty. And that certainty benefits everyone. It benefits the tribe by affirming and defining its rights. It benefits cities by protecting their infrastructure investment. It benefits farmers and ranchers by safeguarding their water supply. It benefits employers by providing the predictability they need to create jobs. And it benefits families who depend on clean, reliable water every single day. Water is foundational. It supports our economy, sustains our community, and it shapes our quality of life in North Idaho. By coming together, state leaders, tribal leaders, local government, businesses, and private citizens, we have replaced uncertainty with clarity. This agreement now moves to the Idaho legislature in the 2026 session and to Congress for authorization. Those steps are important, but today we recognize what has already been achieved, a balanced, thoughtful settlement that protects existing water users, respects the tribe's right, and provides lasting certainty for the entire region. With that, I'll invite Chairman Chief Allen to share a few words. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm honored to stand here in front of you this morning. I've had the honor and privilege to serve my people for 20 plus years, and in those years, what's the one thing that connects us all in this room? It's water. Water. My ancestors, our relatives, our elders in our tribe taught us at an early age that water is the life of us all. Without water, we can't live. And we're so grateful. The people that know me, like I said, I've been blessed to work with 5 different governors, to work with Senator Bedke when he was a senator, and Senator where's my senator from? Senator Phil over here. Senator Phil Hart. Even our Attorney General Raul. When I first started, Raul first got elected to the legislature, and he came out to Plummer, and we got to meet, and that was 20-some years ago already. And I got less gray hair than Raul still, so I feel pretty good about that. But today it was about coming to like I said, the people that know me. I've always said communication and working together is the best way to do it. It's always, we should be like this as a partner. When I first started, the tribe and the state of Idaho always didn't see eye to eye, and there was some fights and disagreements, but I always never looked at it that way. I always just like a family. We're all family. We're all Idahoans at the heart of it. And I'm really proud of Ernie and Don, who serve our country, and that's what we do. We are part of the state too, and we don't want to hurt it. And so our agreement is not to hurt anything. But the most important thing I really wanted to say is, of all the things, yes, is going to have some closure, but the main thing is for the future. And Taryn, my great niece, Taryn Allen, can you please stand up? She's our youngest tribal member here today. That's what it was for. That's what Ernie fought for. That's what our elders fought for, was that youth, so they would have that closure on water. So her kids' grandkids will have that. Their grandkids will have that. This is something that's in a long time, that took a long time. And like I said, as with any agreement, it just wasn't about who won or who lost. It's about coming together and working together. And like I said, the folks that know me, you always have my word. I will always do that. I will always come to the table. I will always work with everybody and try to do what's best for the whole state. Not only your county governments, your city governments, but our tribe as a whole. So again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, everybody, for all the hard work. I want to thank my tribal council. My whole tribal council is here today. It really makes me smile. I want to thank our drum group. A lot of them are all my sisters and first cousins, and they all got the talent. I never got the talent. They got the talent, and but I'm really proud of them. With that, I will turn it back over to the governor. Again, thank you guys so much, Governor.
Attorney General?
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to everyone. Thank you, Governor Little, Chief Allen. Good morning. I want to thank everyone for being here for this historic agreement signing. This settlement is a massive win for all North Idaho families, businesses, and communities who depend on reliable water. For over a decade, this litigation created uncertainty for everyone across the basin. And for decades, these issues have been creating uncertainty in North Idaho and throughout the state of Idaho. When I took office in January of 2023, I immediately prioritized resolving the uncertainty surrounding this economically and socially consequential litigation. At the time when I became Attorney General, negotiations had fallen apart a number of times before, And the parties were currently at the time not negotiating table, at the negotiating table when I took office. Having a prior relationship with Chief Allen, as he indicated, and the tribe, I reached out to them and spoke to my team about how we could bring everyone back to the negotiating table. I knew Chief Allen pretty well. I think he was a baby, a baby chairman at the time, and I was a baby legislator. And it was literally 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago this November that I was elected to the legislature, and I have made a trip to North Idaho to learn more about the issues that were affecting Idaho, tribal issues, water issues, and other things. And that's when we met, and we have had a 20-year relationship of friendship and with the tribe, with him, and with the people of North Idaho. And I've been blessed to not just serve in the legislature, but to serve at the 1st Congressional District, first congressman that includes the tribal lands, and now as the Attorney General for the whole state of Idaho. So when I became the Attorney General, we worked with the tribe, federal government, and more than 300 stakeholders to reach an agreement that protects everyone in the basin. I am grateful to all the attorneys in the Office of Attorney General who have worked on this issue over the years, even predating my time as Attorney General. But I want to particularly thank 2 people who are here today. My former division chief, Scott Campbell, and David Perkins, who have spent the last 3 years doing incredible work to get this agreement across the finish line. I don't think we would be here today if it weren't for the work that those 2 gentlemen did on this agreement. This agreement provides a framework ensuring that use of water protected or established in the agreement isn't swept up into federal overreach under the Clean Water Act or the Endangered Species Act. It protects all existing state law-based water rights, licenses, permits, or claims with a date of September 6, 2023 or earlier. And the agreement fully and finally resolves all tribal water rights claims. The tribe also gains defined, judicially recognized quantities for its federal reserved water rights and affirms its opportunities to develop the natural resource within the reservation. The tribe retains authority to manage its water resources within the reservation, and the agreement also authorizes creation of a tribal water supply bank, allowing the tribe to lease water off the reservation. As I stated in the beginning, this agreement is a victory for all parties, and throughout these next steps, I will continue in my capacity as Attorney General to protect the rights of all Idaho citizens and their families. Thank you for being here today.
All right, questions? Perfect.